Welcome to Inner Flow Shift, the podcast where science meets spirit, and perception meets profound truth. I'm your host, Nick Comwood, and together, we're about to embark on a journey to explore the very fabric of existence, unraveling the mysteries of matter, energy, and consciousness. Here on Inner Flow Shift, we tackle into the big questions: what is reality? Is the physical world truly solid, or is it simply an illusion created by vibrating energy? Could everything we see, touch, and experience just be manifestations of a deeper, unseen truth? Whether you're a curious seeker, a scientific mind, or someone on a spiritual path, Inner Flow Shift is your space to expand your perspective and explore the interconnectedness of all things. So, take a deep breath, open your mind, and get ready to shift your inner flow. Welcome to today's episode of Secret to Happiness That Money Can't Buy. In the village of Eldoria, where the mountains kissed the sky and the rivers sang lullabies, there lived a restless young man named Arin. Though he had everything, a loving family, good health, and a comfortable life, he felt a void within. He spent his days chasing wealth, recognition, and fleeting pleasures, but true happiness always seemed just out of reach. One day, he heard of a wise alchemist named Elias, who was rumored to possess the secret to eternal happiness. Desperate for answers, Arin set off on a journey to find him. After days of travel, Arin reached Elias's humble cottage at the edge of the mountains. The alchemist, with deep, knowing eyes, greeted him warmly. "Why have you come, traveler?" Elias asked. "I seek happiness, master," Arin confessed. "I have chased riches, love, and adventure, yet my heart remains empty." Elias chuckled softly. "Happiness is not something to chase, Arin. It is something to uncover. I will give you a task: go on a journey and find 3 hidden keys. When you return with them, you will unlock happiness forever." He handed Arin a small leather bag and whispered, "The keys are out there, but they are also within you." The first key. Arin's journey led him deep into an enchanted forest, where he met an old woman sitting by a river, her face calm and content. She was dressed in simple robes, with no sign of wealth or grandeur, yet she radiated peace. "Why do you smile so peacefully?" Arin asked. She dipped her fingers into the flowing water and said, "Because I am here, now." "But don't you worry about the past or the future?" Arin pressed. The old woman chuckled. "The past is a memory, the future a dream. Life happens only in the present. The river does not hold on to the water that passes, nor does it rush ahead to meet the sea. It simply flows, content in each moment." Arin sat beside her, watching the river dance over stones. For the first time, he let go of his worries and truly existed in the moment. The wind, the rustling leaves, the warmth of the sun, it was enough. The woman handed him a smooth stone from the river and said, "This is your first key. Carry it, and whenever you feel lost, hold it to remind yourself to be present." With newfound clarity, Arin thanked her and continued his journey. The second key. Arin's path took him to a starving village, where children played in the dust with hollow eyes. He met a young boy who, despite having only a single loaf of bread, broke it in half and offered it to Arin. "Why are you giving me this when you have so little?" Arin asked, astonished. The boy grinned. "Because your hunger is like mine, and kindness is the greatest meal of all." Tears stung Arin's eyes as he took a bite. Never had he felt such warmth from a simple act. As he looked around, he saw the villagers sharing what little they had, their smiles brighter than any riches he had ever seen. Arin realized that happiness did not come from taking, but from giving. The boy placed a small white feather in Arin's hands and whispered, "This is your second key. When you give freely, your heart becomes as light as this feather." With a heart full of gratitude, Arin continued his journey. The third key. His journey led him to a magnificent kingdom, where he was granted an audience with a lonely king. Despite his wealth, the king was drowning in sorrow. "I have gold, jewels, and power, the king sighed. Yet I feel emptier than a beggar. Arin thought for a moment and then asked, Your Majesty, have you ever counted your blessings? The king frowned. What do you mean? Every night before you sleep, list 10 things you are grateful for: your health, the stars above, the laughter of your people, the taste of sweet fruit. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Skeptical but intrigued, the king agreed to try. That night, as he named each blessing, his heart grew lighter. He realized that all the happiness he had sought was already within him, he had simply never stopped to see it. The next morning, he handed Arin a golden leaf. This is your third key, the king said. Gratitude is the golden thread that weaves happiness into our hearts. The truth revealed. With the 3 keys in his bag, a smooth stone, a white feather, and a golden leaf, Arin returned to Elias. Master, I have found the keys, Arin said proudly. The stone reminds me to live in the present. The feather teaches me to give without expecting. The leaf shows me that gratitude brings endless joy. Elias smiled. Then you have already unlocked the secret of eternal happiness. Arin no longer felt empty. He had searched the world for happiness, only to find it within himself. From that day forward, he lived by the lessons of the 3 keys. And whenever someone asked him for the secret to happiness, he would smile and say, Be fully in the present, give without expectation, and always count your blessings. The keys to happiness are not found in distant lands but within your own heart. At its core, Arin's journey is not about finding something outside himself but about realizing that happiness was never separate from him. The 3 keys, presence, giving, and gratitude, are not techniques to achieve happiness but pointers to what has always been. Arin believed he was a seeker, and happiness was something to be found. But through his journey, he discovered that happiness was never absent, he had only been distracted by his thoughts of past and future. The old woman by the river did not gain peace, she simply stopped resisting what is. The present moment is not something to attain, it is the only reality. In the starving village, Arin saw that generosity was not a transaction but a natural flow of life. The boy who gave away his bread did not lose anything, he was not separate from the person receiving it. In reality, the giver and the receiver are one movement, like the ocean giving waves to the shore. When we stop seeing ourselves as isolated individuals, generosity is no longer an effort, it is simply love expressing itself. The king, drowning in sorrow despite his riches, thought he needed something else to be happy. But when he started naming his blessings, he saw that the abundance he longed for was already present. Gratitude, in the deepest sense, is not about counting things, it is about dissolving the illusion of lack. When we stop dividing life into what I have and what I need, we see that nothing is missing. When Arin returned to Elias with the 3 keys, he thought he had gained something. But Elias revealed the final truth. There was never a locked door. The keys were only reminders. Arin had been looking for happiness as if it was outside of him, but in reality, he had never been separate from it. Happiness is not something to achieve. It is the recognition of what already is. There is no you trying to be happy, there is only the flow of life, effortlessly unfolding. When the illusion of separation dissolves, what remains is peace, love, and joy, because that is the nature of what is. Thank you for joining me today on Inner Flowshift. If this episode resonated with you, please like and subscribe the show, so that we can bring more insightful shows. I'm your host, Nick Comwood.